And Farhan, as Sir said as well, that you're from a different universe altogether when it comes to acting, your singing, and especially your fitness. And we've heard that you prep and your training to play Toofaan's character was extremely demanding. Literally packed 4 years of training into one. How challenging was the entire experience for you?
It was like leap training. Every 4 years I trained for 1 year.
28 दिन में खत्म हो गया.
Basically. No, the thing is, बात ये है कि I've managed to keep myself fit for most of it. So whenever I need to start doing something new, I think that little advantage of having a good level of endurance and fitness helps. ये जो बॉक्सिंग की शुरुआत थी ट्रेनिंग मैंने अक्टूबर या नवंबर में शुरू की और शूट हमने शुरू की अगस्त में शायद, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. So for that period of time, roughly about 8-9 months, I was training. And what Rakesh is saying is very true. क्योंकि एक चीज़ होती है हमने मतलब when we were growing up इतनी सारी फिल्में देखी हैं बॉक्सिंग के बारे में, तो एक एक्साइटमेंट होता है कि you'll also be a part of those, that fight होगा एक रिंग में और montage होगा ट्रेनिंग का, and all that is very exciting when you get into it. But as you start training for the sport, you realize कि आप अपने आप को कितना भी फिट माने, कितना भी अच्छा आपका endurance हो, कुछ भी हो, you are not prepared to take on the sport of boxing with that attitude in mind कि हो जाएगा. It's not possible. It is an extremely demanding sport. अगर आप sports वालों से पूछे कि which sport do they think is most demanding, they'll probably tell you that it's boxing. क्योंकि उसमें एक तो physical aspect है, there is also a mental aspect to the game and an emotional aspect to the game. So it's actually like playing chess with your opponent, but you're using your body to play it. So you're constantly engaged. So it was it was difficult learning it, but very, very exciting because of what it is that we were going to make. So that gives you that gives you fuel. And similarly, I'll actually go back to Bhag Milka Bhag because it was mentioned here. कि अगर कोई भी काम आप करने वाले हो, अगर उसकी जो वजह है वो सही है, वो एक अच्छी जगह से आ रही है, एक प्योर जगह से, ऑनेस्ट जगह से आ रही है, then you automatically find the strength to be able to do it. तो फिर दुनिया देख के बोल रही है कि यार मतलब 3 घंटे ट्रेन कर रहा है, but you don't feel like you're training for 3 hours. You feel like you're doing what is right for what is being asked of you. So that is what kept me going through the training, through the shoot. And it was, so the fitness aspect of me is one part of the film, and the manifestation जो physically में आप करते हो वो ऐसे दिखता है यहाँ पे screen पे, तो everybody reacts to it very positively, thank you. But it's not about that. It's not. जो आप देख रहे हैं, it's actually about what's going on inside that you're being able to see on the outside.
So talking about inside, sir ने कहा यहाँ पर कि यहाँ पे दावत होती है. How did you manage to resist yourself with the
मैं सिर्फ ये कहूँगा कि मुझे न्योता नहीं मिला. I was never invited, nor was I allowed to gate crash. The canteen was being shifted around every day, so I couldn't find it. No, only the wonderful smell of like rotis and naans and all would float around, and it would inspire me कि अब आने दो opponent को मेरे सामने मैं दिखाऊंगा.
Thank you, man. Mrunal, Toofaan say, what can we expect?
A girl who is very passionate, liberal, always, in life we need that one person in your life who would always push you to achieve your aims. Sometimes, even I felt like I was a little underconfident. I did not know what to do, how to do. I had my friends, my mom especially, who always pushed me that you can do it. Nobody from our family has done this before, but I see that in you. I think her vision, and somewhere down the line, when I was shooting the film, I was also having all the characteristics of my mother in my mind. The way she's so passionate, the way her vision especially, because Toofaan, it is a very challenging film, and the most difficult part is to motivate someone, to inspire someone. That journey, the learning, the actors that I shared the frame with, Paresh sir, उनके साथ मुझे सर ने अभी कहा कि he used to feel like audience, but I used to forget that what's my next line. I used to just be so enchanted and mesmerized by his performance. And one thing I loved about the entire filming process was there used to be this last take for love, you know, where you just be yourself and just like go for it. You don't have to care about what your hair is like, makeup is like, you know, you just be the character. What can fans expect? I think it's a slice of life. Everybody in their life, they go through some problems, struggles. And the thing is to never give up. And I'm proud, and I'm sitting here you know, on the stage, and I have met a lot of people in my life who've never given up, and so my character, this journey is literally an amalgamation of my friends, my family, my co-actors, my director, and अगर सर मुझे उतनी छूट नहीं देते ना तो उतनी instinctive नहीं होती. So yeah. And thank you, Farhan, and thank you, sir. Trust me, because I feel like having this deadly combination at this initial stage of my career, it means the world to me.
You know, but if I may just add, sorry if I may, you know, I really feel that when a script is written, the characters in the film end up finding the right people to portray them. Yeah. It just happens, I don't know what do you call it, serendipity or, you know, whatever you want to call it. And so I feel when this film was made, when we were shooting, and now that we see it, I messaged her after I saw it the first time. Like, I cannot imagine anybody else in the part of Ananya apart from her. I cannot imagine it. It was like this role was written for her to play, like it was written for her, knowing that when we started writing it, Mrunal will be playing this, so let's write it for her. It feels like that. So she's made it so much her own, which is credit to her. And she's owned it, you know, it belongs to her. So, I mean, that is truly the hallmark of somebody who knows what they're doing, you know, and like she said, this is just the beginning of her career. She has a very long way to go, and we're all very excited to see what comes next. And how we feature in it. Little PS at the bottom. खुद अपनी भी publicity.
But I have to apologize, Farhan, because on the set I would only sit with all those, you know, the Jim Jam biscuits and all the snacks.
She was talking about motivation. Na? This is how she used to motivate me. She used to hold up Jim Jam biscuits and eat them.
But there's too much
Rakesh used to come with parathas like this.
That's what people are going to think, that there's only party and food happening. यहाँ पे काम नहीं होता. यहाँ पे सिर्फ lunch होता है और फिर घर जाओ.
And poor him is doing push-ups and abs.
Oh God. But he's like right now, after doing Toofaan, I've started doing MMA, and I feel so fit, and I feel like I want to be in the ring and be fighting, you know. And somebody asked me, why are you learning all of this? Toofaan 2 aa rahi hai kya? I said, I wish, but zaruri hai yaar, seekhna, ek sport, dedicate, and it just made me a better person. The film made me a better person altogether.
Thank you. Thank you. And with that, you know, कई सारे सवाल हैं. The friends from the media have a lot of questions. But the first question is from Shravan from Miss Malini, and Farhan, for you. In the trailer, you portrayed a goon from Dongri who eventually makes the choice of becoming a boxer. How was the transition in playing two shades to the same character?
Yeah, I must say I had a wonderful time playing that character of Ajju. It's fully one let your hair down kind of part. And you know, we've all, again, just coming back to, we are all students of film, and we all fantasize about things when we see them. So like for me, when I saw, for example, like I saw Rangila and I saw Amir Khan in Rangila, and I was like, yaar, itna maza aaya hoga isko doing that part. Because you know, you can just have fun. You can say what's on your mind. You know, there's a carefree, I give a damn attitude. You think you're the cat's whiskers. You know, so when I got a chance to do it in this film, I absolutely relished it. Working with Hussain, to be honest, was very helpful because Hussain is he's from the area that we shot in. That's where he grew up. So he knows the lingo, he knows the body language, he knows those people inside out. Like he knows what, you know, like who you'd see in that mohalla and be like that he's one hero type. You know, like, so that kind of thing. So borrowing all those little things. So combination of that, a combination of the wonderful styling that was done on the film, and Vijay Maurya's dialogue, I think all of that came together to make a very enjoyable experience for me on set. I must also here quickly thank all the people who lived in that area that we shot in Nagpada, where we were shooting. They were so warm, so hospitable. Every single door was open for us to come and take a break, have a cup of tea, just sit under the fan if we want to. So it really felt like you were shooting with your friends, with your family, and they made you feel very, very welcome. And that really did help too.
So I'll give a special mention to all the people from Nagpada, and that too तुम्ही सगळे बघत असाल तर तुम्हा सर्वांना एक मोठा shout out आणि नमस्कार. So I just Marathi, sorry.
Hey, me पण. Thank you.
Ritesh sir, the next question is for you from Durga from INS. Surge of sports films coming up. Bollywood is focusing on it more now. What makes Toofaan stand out from the rest of the sports films out there?
I think like Rakesh has said it earlier, and it's not only a sports film. I mean, when the first time Farhan had this idea, we discussed it with Anjum when he started writing it into a screenplay, spoke to Rakesh about it. I think all of us understood it. You're talking of a story of this young guy who's an orphan living in the suburbs of Mumbai, and he's doing best to survive, and what is around him. So he uses his fist, and then he gets an opportunity in life to use that talent somewhere else, and it's his journey. So I think it's very inspiring. The movie engages you, it entertains you, it's boxing, there's a love story, but at the end of the day, it does leave you with a thought as well. So I think that's what Toofaan is about. So it's just not a boxing film. At the end of the day, like I said, it's the underdog and the hurdles he faces when he decides to not to go the easier way and to take the difficult path. So I think it leaves you with this thought, like I said, and when you go back thinking, okay, so it's also very, very inspiring for people out there. So I think that's what stayed with us, and we said this is what we should all collaborate on and make this.
Yeah. Sorry, if I can just add to that.
Yes.
The thing, I do feel that all of us, at some point or the other in life, have been guilty of one thing, which is labeling somebody or judging somebody based on certain labels that come attached to a person. So whether it's, if to just break it down very, very broadly, whether it's religion or it's caste or it's skin color or it's social demographic or it's level of education, so when you meet somebody and that you can tick 3 or 4 boxes, it gives you a sense of, okay, this is this kind of person. We've all been guilty of that. And this film challenges that notion on a very, very big level. The fact is that everybody, firstly, there's no point in judging anyone, but when you want to try and understand someone, or you want to try and read someone or get to know someone, it cannot be such a broad-based opinion on a generic set group. It's important to take the time to understand that person individually, to form an opinion about someone. And in this film, there is the underlying tone of this film does reflect that it is important to, in the most cliche way possible, to say, don't judge a book by its cover, is what it does. And that's where a person like Ananya, which is played by Mrunal in this film, is such an important catalyst in his life and in anyone's life when you need a person like this. Someone who gives you that sense of belief in yourself, who gives you the sense that, you can be more than what the world has dealt you. You can use your skills, because everybody has a talent. It may not be recognized, it may be untapped, it may go unnoticed for your entire life, but everybody has something in them that they could potentially offer the world if they have the right system, structure, support system, love, trust in place. And so this film, to me, like how Ritesh is saying, it is a lot about that. It is a lot about how an individual can reach his or her potential and break through barriers of stereotyping, cultural stereotyping, or whatever you want to call it, by finding the right person, or by the right person finding you, however you want to look at it, who believes that you have more to offer than the world, than what has been given to you as your circumstance.
Thank you for that takeaway. कि हम सब में हुनर होता है. We got to make the most of it. Thank you. As you said, Paresh sir has joined us on the virtual space earlier in the course of the event. So, Paresh sir के लिए अगला सवाल है from Amit Tyagi from Aaj Tak. Welcome back, sir. So you're playing the role of a boxing coach in the film. Tell us about your experience playing this role and why did you say yes for it?
मेरे लिए इस किस्म का रोल मैंने कभी प्ले पहले किया नहीं था कि जहाँ पे इतना फिजिकली आपको इन्वॉल्व होना पड़ता है। तो जब मैं कोच बनने के लिए, जब रोल करने के लिए जब मैं ट्रेन हो रहा था, वन मिस्टर राजेश वाज ट्रेनिंग, तब मुझे पता चला कि मैं 1-1.5 घंटा जॉगिंग करने वाला बंदा हूँ, लेकिन जब मैं वो ट्रेनिंग कर रहा था तो 5 या 10 मिनट के अंदर इतना पसीना आ जाता था, मुझे लगा दिस इज द बेस्ट कार्डियो एक्सरसाइज। नंबर 1। नंबर 2, इसी बहाने मुझे रोल के बहाने जो मैं ट्रेन कर रहा था, मुझे रोल के अंदर भी उसका फायदा होता और फिजिकली भी मुझे फायदा होता और मुझे इसी बहाने कुछ सीखने को मिल रहा था। ऑफ कोर्स मैं जिस तरह फरहान भाई ने अपने आप को ट्रेन किया था उस तरह तो मैं अपने आप को नहीं कर सका था, लेकिन मुझे जो मेरा लिमिटेड एक्सपीरियंस था मुझे उसमें बहुत मजा आया। एंड मैं घर पे आके मेरे बच्चों को बोलता था कि अगर मैं आज अगर 20-25 साल पहले की बात होती तो मैंने इसे परस्यू किया होता बॉक्सिंग को फॉर एक्सरसाइज के लिए, फॉर एक फिटनेस रूटीन के लिए, बिकॉज वेरी एसेंशियल है और कार्डियो की भी एक्सरसाइज है, टाइमिंग भी है, फुटवर्क भी, एंटायर बॉडी गेट्स इन्वॉल्व इन दैट लाइक स्विमिंग। तो ये मुझे बड़ा अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस मिला था। तो थैंक्स फॉर दैट टू द कास्ट एंड क्रू।
Well, thank you, Paresh ji. Thank you so much. Always an inspiration and all the best for Toofaan. Thank you, sir.